The Vice President is Chesterfield Octave, the General Secretary Yasmin Lambert, the Treasurer is Malcolm Hepburn, and the Public Relations Officer Maris Modeste. The trustees are Matthias David Polius and Diane Mathre. St. Lucia's regional and international high jump standout Levern Spencer was given an official welcome when she landed at the Hunor International Airport in VA4. Levern Spencer won a gold medal at the recent Pan Am Games in Toronto, Canada, and was a finalist at the just concluded World Championships in Beijing, China. She was met at the airport by the Director of Youth and Sports, Jim Xavier, the President of the National Olympic Committee for Trina Belrose, and the Public Relations Manager of the St. Lucia Tourist Board, John Emmanuel, along with her mother, Anne-Marie Spencer, and manager Gregory Dickinson.
Because on my jacket here, you will see 5 rings. And if you know the Olympic logo, you know that there are 5 rings underneath that the 5 circles. And one of the rings is dominated by Levern, you know, and I think that is the extent of the achievement that she's had. And perhaps some persons are not able to contextualize it. But one of the rings, the 5 rings, which represents the 5 continents, one of those rings belong to Levern with respect to high jump. And that is a significant achievement. And what Levern has done here, nobody has done yet for St. Lucia, and so she's paved the way. And Levern, for that, I think we really want to commend you, and I think we all owe it to her to give her a little round of applause in the setting. Yeah. She has worked tirelessly, she has worked hard, she has represented us in the sub-region, she has dominated at the subcontinental level, but at the continental level this time around, she came good for us with a jump of 1.94. We were there to see Levern through this jump. And I think for us, the composure of Levern from the time she arrived on camp was the key. You know, she was composed, she knew what her program was, she knew what her schedule was, she dictated her own pace, and it was just a joy to see her experience coming through this event for St. Lucia.
You have won, as was mentioned before, accolade after accolade. You have won medal after medal. You continue to distinguish yourself in a field that is world-class. And like the St. Lucia Tourist Board, and like St. Lucia, you remain world-class. And for that, we thank you. How much easier it is for us to now use your star power, your brand power, not just to market you as an athlete, not just to market your own achievement, but to market the destination that is simply beautiful, St. Lucia, one that, like you, is bar none. And so we appreciate all of your accomplishments. For us as an agency, sport and sport development is keen. There's so many various disciplines. We have tried to get ourselves involved in so many of them, from yachting, of course, to even athletics. And when people like you distinguish yourself, not just in St. Lucia, around St. Lucia, but on an international scale, as you have done with your recent trip to the Olympics there, it makes it so much more easier for us to now associate ourselves with you and what is it that you are achieving. What is it that you are about to accomplish? We have some big games coming up vis-a-vis the Olympics. We look forward to that for sure. We know you will continue to do well. We wish you all the best. We are happy and we are proud of you. We ask you to continue in that vein.
On behalf of Cable and Wireless Communications, Lime, we are certainly very, very, very proud of Levern, proud to be associated with her. We have supported Levern way back in 2003, but became her main sponsors in around 2010. So we are certainly proud to have assisted you in your achievements, Levern. And when we heard of your goal for the Pan Am Games, we were certainly very, very proud. You have made not only St. Lucia proud, but I think the whole Caribbean proud. And so we welcome you home. And we want you to know that we will continue to assist you. Cable and Wireless believes that sports really, really does groom young people and young individuals into becoming something great. And so we want to continue to support you, Levern. We have just pledged our support to the Olympic team. So we will be seeing you right through the Olympics, Levern. And we know, you will make us proud.
Gold medal at Pan Am Games is no easy feat. At a time when there are shortage of role models for our young persons, you continue to serve as that role model, as that beacon of hope. And there are the detractors. There are many detractors. But I urge you to carry on, persevere as you continue to reach higher heights and make St. Lucia proud. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a little story. We were in France in 2013 for the Francophone Games. And there was this little guy who came across our contingent. We had only one athlete. And he was convinced, Levern Spencer. He was convinced that St. Lucia's lone athlete was Levern Spencer, but it was Sandisha Antoine. And you could have seen the disappointment on his face when he did not meet Levern Spencer. This is the stature of the young lady that we are talking about.
Welcome ceremonies have always been a touching and humbling experience for me, and this one is no exception. I experience those emotions because I'm reminded of the fact that though I'm competing in an individual sport, which can be lonely sometimes, I represent an entire nation, and many people recognize and appreciate my efforts to keep St. Lucia on the world sporting map, something which is always a priority for me when I go out there to compete. I truly see representing my country as a privilege. But as usual, I am delighted to be home for a short break after another tough but successful season. A season which unfortunately ended with a subpar performance in the finals of the World Championships in Beijing. Nevertheless, I can take some consolation in the fact that for the 6th consecutive time, I was able to qualify and represent my country at this biennial event for the 3rd time, and I was able to make it into the finals, this time doing so as one of only 5 jumpers who had no misses in the preliminaries.